Okay, and we are officially ready to begin. So starting our yoga class today, we're taking ourselves down into Shavasana. So if you're not already laying flat on your mat, go ahead and get into that position now. I want us to take the first couple of minutes of class and really set ourselves up for success. We're getting into the right mindset, thinking about what we're feeling right now on our yoga mat. So if we've got other things distracting us, if we're thinking about what we have to do next, or if we're hearing noises, smelling things, feeling things, be aware of them. I want you to notice those things that are distracting you. And then I want you to accept them. So we're acknowledging that they're there, but now we're accepting that they're there and setting them aside. So any distractions we have, whether it's a thing, a noise, a smell, a thought, let's put it in this imaginary box and set it aside off our mat. Now, continuing to lay down, I want us to really relax our arms. So let's let those arms relax down by our sides. Feel our legs separate with our feet turning out slightly. And allow our belly to rise up and down with each breath we take. Noticing how relaxed we feel. And I want you to remember this feeling. Whenever you're feeling stressed or anxious or worked up, you can take a couple of really nice deep breaths like this, relax your body, calm your thinking, focus on how you're feeling right here, right now, and feel just a little bit better. Now with our next big breath in, go ahead and reach your arms long up over your head. Nice big stretch. Opening up through our shoulders. Good. Relax those arms down. Bringing our knees into our chest, give ourselves a big hug. And as we hold onto our legs, wherever it's comfortable, just start rocking right to left, side to side. Notice how this feels, if we're noticing any tension in our backs or our hips. And now as we continue to hold the legs in, go ahead and roll those ankles. Good, getting out any cricks and cracks. Slowly bringing both feet down to the floor. Arms are down by our sides. We're going to come into a few glute bridges. Roll the shoulders into the mat. Engage through your strong abdominal muscles as we lift our hips up. Take a big breath in and exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, noticing any stretch through the back, through the front of the hips. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. Now take our arms out to the side, supporting our body, and walk your feet out to the edges of your mat, keeping your knees nice and bent. We'll do some easy little twists here. So our feet are glued to the floor and our knees are bent. We'll rock our legs right and left at our own time, nice and easy, noticing any stretch through the hips, through the back, as we gently start to twist, little wipers right to left. Keeping our feet on the floor so we're not putting too much strain on the backs at this point in our warm-up. We'll do 1 more wiper each way. Amazing. And at this point, we'll walk those feet in back together and give our knees another big hug. What I love about this knee to chest pose is that it can really help relax our hips and start to stretch into our backs. So now we're going to do our single knee stretch, focusing on our backs. Keeping a hold of our right leg, let's lower that left leg all the way down to the ground and really hug that right knee into the chest, trying to press that left leg down into the floor. We'll hold this for just a couple of big breaths. Amazing. Release that right leg all the way down. And now bring that left knee up and into the chest. Give it a nice big squeeze and press that right leg down into the ground now. Try to relax our shoulders, our face, staying calm in the other areas of our body. Take one more big inhale. And exhale, release. Very nice. Take our feet flat onto the floor. We'll start to roll over onto our sides to pick ourselves all the way up onto hands and knees. Let's get ready for our spinal balance. Hands directly under our shoulders, lining them up. Knees are underneath our hips. Pull our stomach in nice and strong. Working on our balance, we'll extend our right arm forward, thumb to the ceiling, and left leg back. Lower that down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right. Exhale, down. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale, right, creating a straight line. Exhale, down. Inhale, left. Exhale, one more each side. Inhale, right. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left. Exhale, hold it here. Let's come into a few cats and cows. We inhale, open the chest. And exhale, draw the tailbone, round the backs up. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, open. And finding cat, coming up as high as we can, pressing back into child's pose. Sink those hips down into the heels, extend our arms and rest our forehead, getting as small as we can. And if we're able to, let's really press those hands into the floor, pushing our hips back and down into our heels. We'll stretch our shoulders, walking our hands over to the right edge of our mat. Place that left hand on top and then pull back so you're sitting a little bit more deeply into your left hip. Feel that stretch down the left side of your body. Now let's walk our hands through the middle over to your left edge of the mat. Now pulling past that right shoulder into the right hip. We'll notice any sensation down that right side of our body. Take a couple slow breaths. And now let's slowly walk our hands in through the middle again. And we'll rise up into tabletop. Now from here, we'll take our thread the needle. How we begin is making sure that we're strong and stable in our table on all fours. Now with your right arm coming up, take a big inhale. Exhale, twist underneath, laying into your right shoulder. And we can even extend that left arm overhead. Now I like to keep my tailbone really nice and high, but if you'd rather come down into a low child's pose, that's no problem. Slow, deep breath. And slowly rising up into table once more. Repeating with the other arm. Inhale, left arm nice and high. Exhale, sweep under, laying into that left ear and shoulder if you can. And we can reach that right arm overhead. And again, I like to kind of scoop out my back and lift my tailbone higher. If you'd rather come low into that child's pose position, that's no problem. Noticing any stretch you're feeling through the upper back or through the shoulder. Now slowly rising up into table, preparing for our modified dog, also known as puppy. From our all fours position, we walk our hands to the top edge of your mat. And then when they're reaching nice and long, I want us to scoop our hips up towards the ceiling like you're a little puppy dog stretching. And you can bring your forehead or your chin, see how my chin's on the ground, to the mat if that's preferred. Really scoop out your back as if you're going to put like a Hot Wheels car on the top of your hips and let it slide down your back as if it was a ramp. Feeling this in between your shoulder blades or somewhere in your back. And slowly resting all the way back into child's pose. And I want us to bring our forehead to the ground and just bring our arms back, reaching our hands towards our feet and completely let them relax here. At this point, we'll reach our arms forward again so we can rise into tabletop. Preparing for runner's lunge. We'll take that right foot all the way up between our hands. Now, if you'd rather, as we stack our knee above our ankle, keep your hands on the floor today, that's no problem, you can stay here. Otherwise, let's lift our arms up, adjust so that your hips are square. We're holding it nice and strong. And then I want us to bring our arms overhead if that's an option. We'll bend our left elbow. So we have our right knee in front, we'll bend our left elbow. So now we're doing a tricep stretch. I'll turn around so you can see. So we had our right knee forward. And then as we lift up, we'll have our left elbow bend. We just guide it with our right hand, stretching through now that left hip and up the left arm into that tricep. Couple slow, deep breaths. Really working through those shoulders. Try to keep our neck long, our chin lifted off our chest. We take one more inhale and exhale, release our hands down, and we'll switch sides. Taking the left foot forward. And when you're ready, we can come up. If you're choosing to, make sure you're balanced and level. Arms lift tall. And now stretch your other side. For most of us, we'll bend our right elbow and then guide with that left hand. And just notice if you're tucking your chin. You want to lift that head nice and long, strong through the midsection. Stretching through the right side of your body now. Trying to work on our balance, but understanding if today is just one of those silly days, that's okay. That's okay. Take one more big inhale and exhale, release down. Stepping our knees back, and we're going to press back into child's pose, or you can join me in coming up into down dog. Great stretch for those shoulders and the back. And we're probably going to feel this in the backs of our legs as well. So let's go ahead and pedal the feet, walking right to left foot, toe to heel. What I love about this is it works through the bottom of our feet, our toes, our ankles, all the way up those calf muscles, and then into the backs of the thighs through those hamstrings. Now we'll start to slow the feet and press those heels down towards the floor. Bend your knees as much as you need to, pressing away from those hands. See if you can get your chest through the shoulders a little bit so we can really stretch the back out. Shake your head no, loosening up that neck, and nod the head yes. From here, let's come forward into plank. Now this is our first plank, so we'll all bring our knees down to the floor and really control that chaturanga. Slow lower to the mat. Scoop up for cobra, whether it's baby, if your arms are sore today or you're not coming up high because you're back, or maybe we come all the way up. Listen to your body, take that slowly, and now press back into down dog or child's pose, whatever your body prefers today. And we'll walk our hands and feet slowly up together so we can find monkey pose. Legs are straight with a little bit of a knee bend. Belly's pulling nice and tight. Pull those shoulders together, creating a really long, flat back. Excellent. From here, we'll slowly bend the knees. Inhale, sweep our arms up nice and high. And exhale, release. Amazing. At this point, if anyone would like to grab a quick drink of water, please feel free to do so. This would be a good time to make any adjustments if you had a sweater on and you need to take that off now. What I'll do is grab a quick drink, and then we're going to meet standing at the top of our mat. All right, everybody. So standing nice and tall at the top of our mat, we'll go through a bit of a sun salutation series. Starting in mountain, feet are hips width distance apart, soft knees, strong core muscles, really tall through our neck. Inhale, lift our hands up above head to prayer. Exhale, hinge from the hips as we swan dive down to the mat. Inhale, halfway up to monkey. Exhale, release, forward fold. Step back into tabletop or plank, and we'll press all the way back into downward dog or child's pose. Taking our flow series, we inhale forward into plank. Exhale, slow lower, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra stretch, lift up. Exhale, press back, down dog or child's. Inhale, walk our hands and feet up between our hands, coming halfway up to monkey. Softening our knees, inhale, lift. And exhale, sit into chair pose. Adding on, we inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway up to monkey. Exhale, release. Now from here, step our left foot back only into either a runner's lunge or a crescent lunge. If it's a straight back knee, it's a crescent lunge. You can keep your hands on the floor or lift them all the way up. Trying to really rock forward into that right knee, straightening out that left leg, standing tall on the ball of the back foot. Watching our balance. We'll take one more inhale. Exhale, release our hands down. Step our right foot all the way back into plank, pressing into down dog or child's pose. Taking that flow series, inhale forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga lower. Inhale, cobra, lift up. Exhale, press back, down dog or child. Looks really nice, everybody. Let's walk our hands and feet all the way up, coming halfway to monkey. Nice flat back. Good stuff. Bend our knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive, lift tall. Exhale, sweep, sitting into chair. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive, hinge from the hips, down through forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to monkey. Exhale, fold. Stepping our right foot behind us only. So now the other lunge. You can have knee on the ground or legs straight. And if you're able to, we'll lift our arms up and rock forward into your front knee, straightening out that back leg right on those tippy toes. Finding our balance, nice big stretch. One more big inhale. I know this is a harder exercise. Slowly lower. Step back through plank. Press back into down dog or child. Now join me in our flow. Inhale forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, press back, down dog or child. Walking our hands and feet all the way together at the top. Come halfway up into monkey. How flat can our back get? Wonderful. Softening those knees. Inhale, reverse tall. Exhale, sit into chair. Inhale, lift up. Now exhale, forward fold. Stay here. Take a moment. Shake your head out no. Nod your head yes. Now slowly, I want you to soften your knees. Step your left foot back only. So you're in that same crescent lunge position. All right, now lift those arms up. We're going to switch into warrior two. We flip our hips, press our feet down into the ground. So now your left foot is facing the perpendicular direction to your right foot. So right foot is at the top of the mat, left toes are facing the long edge of the mat. We bend into that right knee. Bend, bend, bend. And now let's open up through the side, taking our right hand and lift it up to the ceiling in reverse warrior. Now see how I'm still bending into my right knee? And then just lift really tall through that right arm. Try to keep that knee over your ankle, not letting it fall forward. And now slowly, we'll waterfall all the way down to the floor. Excellent. Come back through plank, press back into down dog or child's pose. Walk our hands and feet together. Come halfway up to monkey. Now from here, we're going to drop into forward fold again. So everyone lower your body into forward fold. See if you can relax your knees a little bit. Notice any stretch up the backs of your legs or down your back. And get ready to repeat that on your left foot. So we want to step our right foot behind us into lunge. We'll come all the way up when you're ready into that crescent lunge position. Find your balance. Now keeping our left foot at the top of our mat, we turn, opening up into warrior two. Continue bending into that left knee. Pull your shoulders down our backs. Amazing. Keep bending into your left leg. Now take your left hand and lift it all the way up. Bending into your left knee and then lift that left arm high. Very good. Opening up through that left side. Wonderful reverse warrior. Very nice, everybody. Take one more big breath. Now exhale, spiral. Take that waterfall all the way down. Step back through plank and press back into down dog or child's pose. Feels really good, doesn't it? Now from here, we're going to add a twist in our down dog. So make sure you're feeling very strong. You've got good arms, good legs. Our hands and feet are glued to the floor. I want you to take your right hand and try to lift it off the mat a little bit. And then see if you're able to twist and touch your left leg. This is a little bit tricky. It may take a couple tries. You're taking your right hand and twisting it underneath. So you're looking underneath that left shoulder as you hold that left leg. Good stretch for that left shoulder. And we'll come back through the middle. Take your time. Make sure you've got really strong foundation. And we'll take that left hand and now reach it back and try to touch your right leg. So I'm just looking underneath that right shoulder. This is not easy. This is more advanced for sure. Now from here, we'll reach our hand back through the middle. And now come forward through plank. Slowly chaturanga all the way down to the floor and scoop up into cobra. Now from cobra, I want us to lay all the way onto our stomachs. And then keeping our arms by our side, just rest on one cheek. Completely relax your arms. Completely relax your stomach. Take a couple nice big breaths. Wonderful. We are going to come into a couple of stretches laying on our stomach. The first one is going to be knot. We start by bringing our arms forward, like we're ready for Superman. Now just check your legs for me. Let's make sure that our legs are pretty close together, allowing our backs to stay fairly neutral with our hips. What we'll start with is threading the right arm underneath that left shoulder, and then just lay in to the right ear as best you can. We want to try to draw perpendicular lines. So we're bringing the right arm across our body with that left arm staying forward for now. And we can stay like this the whole time in half knot. And if you'd like, you can join me now in full knot, which requires our left arm to also come across our body. Like you're pulling a string, pull that nice and tight here, and then try to just relax. Pull your hands, see how my hands are? You can give yourself a hug. Stretching those shoulders. Now slowly untie yourself and relax with your arms out in Superman for a moment. And we'll repeat that on the other side. When you're ready, draw that left arm underneath the body first, laying into that left shoulder. And try to get as comfortable as possible. I know that can be awkward. Laying into that shoulder. Take a moment. Now, slowly we'll start to bring that right arm across if you're choosing to tie yourself in that full knot. Trying to have both arms running in a straight line with each other. And then relax your head if that's possible. Very good, everybody. Slowly release both arms forward into Superman. And then taking our arms underneath our ribs, we'll press up into Cobra. Nice big stretch here. Soft elbows. Great job. Laying onto our stomach again. This time when we come down here, we'll take our arms out to the side, making a T with the body so we can prepare for Scorpion, that beautiful pec stretch. We'll start by bringing our right hand underneath our right shoulder, bend that right knee, and roll over your left arm. So rolling over our straight left arm, right knee is bent, right elbow is bent. Only pressing as far as it feels good. And slowly coming forward onto the stomach and reaching the arms out. We'll do it on the other side now, okay? Taking that left hand under the shoulder when you're ready. Left knee bends and roll over that right arm. Trying to get the left foot completely on the floor, the knee pointing up to the ceiling, but making any modifications you need to. Slowly coming on to our stomach again. And now with both arms relaxed, we'll take our hands underneath our ribs one last time up into Cobra. Ooh, feeling so long, so tall, very stretchy. From here, pressing back into child's pose, taking any child's pose you need to as we sit our hips back into our heels. Extend those arms, and I really want everyone to try to just get as small as possible. Slowly, let's sit ourselves up. And again, if anybody needs a drink of water, go ahead and take that now. We're going to be doing a couple of stretches in the seated position. So what we'll start with is taking both legs straight out in front of us, taking our last forward fold of the class. Big inhale from staff pose, lift those arms up tall. Now exhale, reach forward. And then just drop that head if you're able to, stretching through the back of the neck, down the back, and then behind the knees and through those legs. And slowly roll up. Very nice. Taking our right leg out into straddle, just bringing it nice out and wide. Take that left foot into a butterfly position. So from here, we're going to repeat our reverse warrior, doing it with a lateral extension in our straddle split. Take your right hand, knuckles to the inside of the leg, draw it down towards your foot, and then try to lift our left arm up towards the ceiling. Now, I'm really thinking about pressing my left knee down to the floor, but if that bothers anyone, you don't have to have your leg bent. You could have it out in straddle. This just helps release some of the stretch through our back as we stretch through our side. Try to keep our shoulders open so we're not collapsing through the shoulders at all. We'll take one more big breath in and exhale and release. Good job, everybody. Take your right foot into butterfly and that left foot out into your straddle split. And you may notice that this side feels different. You might have to set it up a little bit differently in order to stay sitting tall on both hip bones. Let's take the left knuckles to the inside of the left leg. Right hand sweeps up towards the ceiling. Oh, I just heard a whole bunch of stuff stretching. That was fantastic. Now let's try to really press that right knee down as we look up towards our hand or forward if that's better for your neck. Now the technical name for this pose is called revolved head to toe. You do want to try to keep reaching your head and your hands towards your feet, but know that it's not the requirement to touch your toe. From here, take one last big inhale. And exhale, release. Oh my goodness, that felt so good. Bring both feet into butterfly. We're going to stretch our butterfly position now. Holding onto your ankles, sit up so tall. Glue your toes together. So sometimes we hold this and we kind of just have relaxed feet. I want us to really press our feet together, sitting up even taller to make this really active. And now hinge forward. Try to keep your back as flat as possible. And if you want to, you can use your elbows to press your knees down a little bit more. And then tuck your chin, seeing if we can also stretch the back of our neck. Slowly rolling up. Help those knees together. Fantastic. Let's take ourselves all the way down onto our mat. So when you're able to, lower your body completely down to the floor. I always love giving myself a big hug when we first come down to the mat again. And if it feels good, you can rock side to side. All right, so as we're getting ourselves down here, what I'd like us to do is come into dead bug. It's a position that really helps our hips relax, which translates into kind of a lower back, relaxing, restoring position. So coming into dead bug, we start by bringing our feet up to the ceiling. I've probably said this before, but let's imagine that we're putting footprints on the ceiling. So pick a color that you're painting the bottom of your feet with, blue, orange, whatever it might be. And imagine that you're lining your feet up to put footprints on the ceiling. Holding either behind your knees, the outside of your feet, or your big toes. I want you to start to bend your knees even more and let your legs open wider. So now we're putting another set of footprints on the ceiling, whatever color they might be. Now try to drop your back so that your backs are completely flat on the ground. And you're going to feel a little bit of a stretch, maybe through your inner thighs, the inside of your hips. Some people feel this running down their backs. Try to keep your head relaxed on the floor. And if you don't like thinking of yourself as a dead bug on the sidewalk, maybe instead you'd like the other name, which is happy baby. So imagine a little baby laying on their mat, holding their feet and just giggling. We'll take one more big inhale and exhale, release the legs and relax your feet down to the floor. Taking our arms out to the side. Remember those windshield wipers we did at the beginning of class? We're gonna do those again. This time we take both knees up 90 degrees. Shins are parallel with the floor. Engage through the abdominal muscles. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, lower to the right. Now inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower to the left. Inhale, lift, keeping your shoulders glued to the mat. Exhale, right. The feet don't have to come all the way down to the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, left. We'll do one more each side. Inhale, lift like we're wringing out a wet towel. Exhale, right, wring out all that water. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, lift. Good, and hug those knees in nice and tight. Taking our feet down, we're getting ready for bridge and or wheel. We'll all start in bridge, and then those of us who are comfortable with it will move into the next stage, which would be wheel. Having your feet in nice and close to the body, arms are down by our sides. We'll press our shoulders into the mat, and as if someone's just hooked into our belly button from the ceiling, we're going to lift our stomach up like the hook is lifting, 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 lifting. Lift up as high as you can. Now from here, if you'd like to chest stretch a little bit more, interlace your fingers, rolling up onto those shoulders. Now this may be where you stay. Otherwise, for those of us wanting to come into wheel, we'll release our hands, lower our back, take our hands up beside our ears as close to as we can with our arms. Elbows point up to the ceiling, just like that tricep stretch we did in runner's lunge earlier. Now we press down through our fingers, press down through our whole hands, our whole feet, and we try to lift ourselves up, scooping ourselves out, turning our body into a wheel. You don't have to hold this for very long. When you're ready to come out of it, you tuck your chin, protecting your head as you lower down, slowly lowering your back. And again, I like to bring my knees into a nice big hug to stretch out that lower back. Very good, everybody. So if you haven't already come out of it, you can come down from bridge or wheel. Just give your knees a little bit of a hug. That was very well done. We'll start to slow ourselves down here by bringing our feet down to the floor. Straighten out our legs. If you've wandered like I have on my mat, I'm just going to inchworm myself back into position and straighten out my legs, preparing for our spinal twist. So we bring our arms out to the side again. Let's lift our right knee all the way up 90 degrees. Lower that over to the left. And we can look over our right arm. Stretching across our chest, down that right side of our body. Inhale, lifting the leg up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting our left knee up this time, or whatever leg we haven't done yet. Lower over with an exhale to the right, and we can look over that left arm. Again, we want to try to keep the shoulders on the ground, really relax down that left side of our body. Inhale, lifting the knee up, and exhale, lower completely down. Now at this point, I want us to find a relaxation pose. So we can take our legs long, our arms can be down by our sides, coming into that Shavasana position. Or if you'd prefer, you can keep your knees bent, or even find butterfly. While we're getting ourselves into position, I want us to start rolling those shoulders down into the ground. Maybe rock your head right to left, stretching out through the neck and settling onto that flat back of our head. Nose should be pointing straight up to the ceiling. And we're noticing now through the ribs, through the back, that everything is becoming relaxed. Let go of any tension you have in your abdominal muscles. And I want you to start focusing on your breathing. We'll take a big inhale, let our stomach rise to the ceiling. And exhale, feel our body soften. Try to relax your face. You may notice that you're scrunching your eyes or your eyebrows. Maybe you're clenching your jaw. Try to allow your face to become soft. Same with our shoulders and our fingers. Feeling your stomach rise and fall with every breath we take. Taking slow, deep breaths. Just like we did at the beginning of our practice together today, I want us to think about how we feel right now. Do we feel calm, relaxed, maybe re-energized, or a little bit tired? Hold on to this feeling and know that you can take a couple of minutes, relax and focus, and get this feeling whenever you need it. Whenever you're feeling overwhelmed or worked up or a little bit angry, you can do this whenever you need it. Starting to wiggle our fingers and our toes, circling through our wrists and ankles. And let's gather the knees into the chest for one last big hug. Feeling so thankful, so grateful for having done yoga today. We can roll over onto our sides into baby pose when you're ready. We'll just take a couple more big breaths here. Feeling so relaxed. And we'll gently press ourselves all the way up into a comfortable seated position. Whatever that may be, if it's crisscross applesauce, lotus with one foot or both feet on top, sitting up so tall. Before we say goodbye to one another, let's stretch through our necks one last time. Take that right ear down towards our right shoulder, and we can press that left arm away, noticing any stretch we might feel through that left side. Good, and coming up. And we can take that left ear over and press that right arm away. Very good. Coming all the way up through the middle, go ahead and roll those shoulders. Sit up so tall. Thank you very much, everyone.